Well, hello, good evening, all my little friends here. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in tonight. I think we have a good little show here, and we got Yoli to join us, which I'm very pleased with. And we got Tommy and we got Rory. So, thank you so much for coming. And I would like to deep dive a little bit into the search warrant that is put out there, being Kopacka or not. What is, what are the options when we're looking at the search warrant? What does it mean in a legal term? So I'm very, very pleased to be able to host Tommy, Yoli, and Rory tonight and go through that and discuss it. So without further ado, I'm going to add Tommy, Yoli, and Rory, and welcome everybody.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Hello,
Hello.
everybody.
Good to see you all.
Yes,
Thank you
yes,
for the invite. Good
yes.
to be here. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
thank you.
it's my honor to have you on here and to go over this with you guys. So, um, right off the bat, there's one thing I want to address, and that is one of the reasons I don't want to show myself on camera. And I haven't spoken about this publicly, but it has come up a few times where I'm being a little bit scrutinized for that. And to that, I will just say that the reason I'm doing this, and I just wanted to keep it private, but because I do have a channel now, I thought I'd come out. And I'm going through chemotherapy, and I've lost all my hair and my eyebrows and my, everything. So I'm looking like Uncle Fester, and I really
No,
don't.
she looks fine.
No.
She looks
So until I get my hair back and I look normal, and I'm horrible at makeup, so I don't even know how to put false eyelashes on. So that's one of the reasons, guys, you're
Yeah.
not seeing me in live. But I will, of course, come on here when the time is right, when I do get all my little hairs back and all that, when I feel like I can do it again. I promise you all, you will see me. So that was just a little side note because it has come up. So thank you for your patience on that. And I'm not looking for some. I feel fantastic. I'm probably one of those few people that goes through chemo and feel fantastic. So anyway,
right.
let's skip over and we'll talk about the topic at hand. Because Yoli is a little bit limited on time, I want to start with her and the search warrant. And maybe you can, because you did send me a few notes that I was going to read out. However, you being here is super, super good. So, can you
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about a search warrant? Who we're looking at the Amazon search warrants,
Yeah.
and I'm going to also throw
Yeah.
in the
So
mobile.
just so that everybody knows, I've never dealt with search warrants in my career because I don't practice criminal law. So I only have a basic understanding of the search warrant. And the search warrant for Amazon, I did look at it, and the thing about it is that it's it's a search warrant for Amazon records, and the affidavit that is what there's a number of affidavits, but there's one affidavit that is given to the judge so the judge can see if there's probable cause for a search warrant. So that affidavit is the affidavit that tells the judge whose records they're seeking and why they need those records. And it details the reasons why they need those records. So the search warrant is sealed. The affidavit for the search warrant is sealed. So we don't know whose records they're asking for. We know generally they're asking for the records on a K-bar knife, but we don't know whose sales records they're asking for. We don't know. And so just to avoid any speculation, we don't know. Okay. Uh,
Correct.
then the return from the receipt, from the search warrant, it's called a return and receipt or whatever, that is also sealed. So while they may have received something or nothing, I don't know, it's sealed. So we don't know. We don't know much of anything.
Mhm.
So as to the forms and how they're filled out and whatnot, those forms are redacted, and they're forms that the Moscow PD use or Latell County uses. I'm not familiar with those forms. I don't, how they're filled out is how they're filled out. So I really, I can't really speak to that. But in terms of who the warrants are for and what they're for, we only know that they were for documents or sales receipts regarding the K-bar knife and the sheath and whatnot.
Correct. Now, can we talk? And I have tremendous respect and everything for Jay Ombre when he did his breakdown, who's also commonly known, I guess, as Pavarotti, and not to be confused with Pavarotti. And then we have 1111 True Crime, our Mama D, who's fantastic. And she broke this down. And her only thing on the actual search warrant from Amazon was that do they need federal, because it is crossing state line? Can
No,
you
it's
explain
not.
that?
It's not.
Okay.
Okay. This search warrant was served by email to Amazon. Okay. So I'm not aware of having to get federal. I don't know. I'm not aware of that. So I'm not going to speak to that, because this was not a search warrant for a person's home that's out of state. Okay. This is a search warrant for a business, for records regarding a person for a business. So that's really all I can say. As to any federal involvement, I don't know. And if there was federal involvement, it would have to be on the federal court website. I don't know. I honestly don't know about the federal involvement. I don't.
But technically, Latah County could go in that case and do the search warrant because it's a business search warrant on anybody
Latell
living
County
anywhere.
did it. Yes, they did it, and they served it. They served it by email. So I don't know anything about the federal. I don't.
Yeah.
I think somebody who's familiar with this form and how it's filled out is probably better to ask. Like, because I don't know. The only thing I can say is it was served on Amazon and that they did receive something, and that is sealed.
Yeah. You did say something about page 13, right? That it was not private property. So taking it into consideration that this is not private property.
If you go up, there, this up there. There, right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. It will go just a little bit higher.
A little bit higher, sure.
A little bit. Okay. So there it says, the property found and taken and the location within or upon said place and or person are as follows. So they list the description of the property. Okay. But on the side where it says location person, there's nothing there.
Yes.
So I have no idea why that is listed like that. But it is pretty clear that it's for records, sales records pertaining to the things listed under description of property. So I don't know why it doesn't say, the actual records, but it does say the subject of what the records that they're seeking of. So that is something that is a form. It's I don't know anything about these forms, so I wouldn't be able. I don't know. I just don't know why it's listed like that. But it is definitely a search warrant for receipts and sales receipts and things related to the purchase of those things.
Correct. And that is something Latah County could do in this case to someone living in. I just want to reiterate that again. But it does.
I don't know that. See,
you don't know that. Okay.
It's a jurisdictional issue. And I wouldn't even, because I don't even deal with search warrants, I wouldn't even be able to tell you because the way civil works is when we do a subpoena, which is a lot different than a search warrant. If it's for personal records, the actual company that gets served with a subpoena, you have to notify. They notify the person whose records are being sought,
Mm.
and we also have to notify the person whose records are being sought.
Mhm.
But the service of the search warrant is a separate thing. They did serve the search warrant. I have no knowledge about how it works, whether Amazon would give notice to the person, that they're seeking the records for, if they would tell them, there's a search warrant, we just need to let you know. I have no idea. So I really don't know anything about that.
Okay. To me, it looks like it's been edited. If you
Well,
look
no, it has. It's been
Yeah.
redacted. Yeah.
Yes. So it is conceivable that something has been taken off from the right pane there, in my opinion.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really just a description of the property of. I have no idea. I
Mhm.
wouldn't. I would be speculating, and probably erroneously at this point.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to pull up something else that I found of interest here that that is the T-Mobile search warrants.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do that out of a reason. I'm going to start with sharing to you all because I've publicly come out and I have stated that uh, I believe that it could be Kopacka because I way back when they actually this information was out on the internet. So let me go in here and share that before I share the two. Let me do slides. My computer. Just a moment. Oh, that's not. So hold on. Present. Let me stop this one. Present. Is it video file, Tommy, that I do for pictures? You're muted. You're
I
muted,
know you
Tommy.
go to
Okay.
share file or something.
Okay.
What does that use? I can't. Oh, share screen, maybe.
Maybe. Hold on.
Oh, you do the same, but there's going to be tabs at the top, and then you pick either. Remember, you pick either Windows or what's the other one, or Windows or full screen or something like that.
Yeah,
Are you
but
trying to get?
it's a photograph.
Oh, it's a photograph.
Yeah.
It should pop up as just like up in your share folder or something like that. Like if you're looking
Click
for
on
the YouTube video, it should be right there.
Think.
click on your share screen, and on the top there will be 3 tabs: Chrome tab, window, entire screen, something like that. It'll say like choose what to share with StreamYard.com. The site will be
Computer.
able to.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it here.
Yeah.
I wanted to share this with everybody. So, no, not that because it won't let me share it that way.
on
Present
the top, girl. Yeah, present, and then share
slide.
screen. No, share
Yeah.
screen. And then now look on the top where it says choose what to share with StreamYard.com. This site. Look at those,
Oh, okay.
see those 3 tabs there?
Got
Yeah.
it. Got it. Got
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Let me share this. Okay. So let's start here. And I wanted to show you,
Right.
I have edited out the phone number, and I do that for a reason because the phone number could still be active. The phone number in question, the latest phone number is on top, and these where I redacted it, they are on top. You can see the age of Frank Kopacka, and this is his last known address because when you looked him up in January of 2023, he never listed anything in Pullman. He was never listed in Pullman for as long as you could search for him, unfortunately. So these are the last known addresses. And the last known phone number up in January was the phone number that's redacted. And of course, if you look, it's T Mobile. It's right here, T Mobile. if you see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the right pane, all the way in the right pane.
I got to blow up the screen here.
Hold on. Let me blow it up.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So you can
I
all
see it.
see that
Yep.
it's a
Oh yeah.
T-Mobile,
Now I
right?
see it. Yep.
And when they originally did
Yep.
the T-Mobile, they actually let's see. Let me stop sharing it. It has two. Let me share screen again because there are two T-Mobile search warrants, and I'm gonna pull up. That's Amazon. This is T-Mobile. I'm gonna share. I don't know if I'm sharing the right one now. Um,
Check your
one is
private
from
chat when
yeah.
you get a chance.
One is
Yeah.
from December 2nd. This is after he was Koberger was arrested, right? If you look here, this is December 2nd, 2022.
No, the,
No, sorry, so they must have done the date wrong.
see, this is
Decem-
see, I don't understand these are like when it's stamped and whatnot.
yeah,
That's why I'm very hesitant to say anything other than what I've already said about the Amazon warrant, because I don't
yeah,
know the procedures. I don't know how, the dates relate to what. Can only say that the affidavit in support of the search warrant for the T-Mobile records,
hmm
and that affidavit is the one that says we want this person's records and the reasons why we want them. It's sealed. We don't know who it's for.
yeah. So this is 12/2/22. This is early on. See that?
Yeah.
So this is early on. And then we have another
That's
one.
the motion. That's the motion to seal the search warrant and related documents.
Correct. Correct. But this is for T-Mobile now.
Right. But they're sealing it, so we don't know
Correct.
who it's for.
Well, I can't say that it's for him, but that's the first. And then there's another one. Let me present the other one. That's from November. Let me make sure I get this right. I just want to make sure that, hold on. This is from November, dates all the way back to November 21st or even the 19th. I think it's stamped on the 21st
The,
of 2022. But it
yeah,
is,
I don't.
again,
That's the order to seal the search warrant and related documents. Yeah.
yeah. But just looking at those dates, because this is what we're told, they still don't have Koberger. Koberger's got AT&T phone. But we know now that Kopacka had a T-Mobile. And I wanted to present the evidence of that. Now, is it him? I don't know. None of us knows. But just to add to why this could point that towards him being a suspect in this case, I just wanted to present this as well because
Yeah.
it is important to know.
Well, the search warrant, I just don't want to for you to think that I know all about search warrants, because I don't.
Well, you
But
know more than us.
a little bit more.
Yeah,
But this could be. I don't know that this search warrant is for a suspect. I don't know if this search warrant is for. I don't know, because we don't know who it's for. So
correct.
they do search warrants for various things. Um, Not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily, I don't think that it necessarily means that the search warrant is because that it's a suspect.
Mm,
Um, it would all depend on what the affidavit says, and that's the thing we don't have. So it
correct.
could be for a suspect, but I really don't know. I think it probably is, but I would just be very careful, because I think it
Mhm.
is. It's a criminal thing, something implicating some kind of criminal thing.
Mhm.
But it could also be, you know, witnesses that they want information who could also possibly be suspects, and they could have been getting these search warrants to rule out people. But I
Yes.
don't know. I don't know that.
Mhm. But just to add to what was pointed out by Jay Umbre and
Right.
1111 to crime, and also I believe what's her name has previously stated something as well along the line that it is possible. What's her name? The forensics frenzy. She did a very good video on this way back when, where she's pointing out Kopacka possibly being
Well,
linked to
she would
this.
have a bit more knowledge because of the
Mhm.
evidence gathering and the search warrant and her forensics background than me, because I'm
Yeah,
civil
yeah.
attorney. Yeah.
But I'm not saying I'm not implicating him in any way. All I'm saying is, tragically, one thing can lead to another,
Well,
right?
I think it's telling what it's telling us is they were looking into him,
I mean, I have a suspicion that they
right?
were, and
Hmm.
that might be one of the reasons, he sort of
Well,
freaked out.
look at what the judge said that time. Why would the name Kopacka even come out of his mouth?
Hmm.
You know what I
That
mean?
and Anne
Why
called
would it come out of his
and
mouth?
yeah, and Anne accidentally called Brian Brent. Remember that
Brent.
one? When
Exactly.
she
Yeah,
said
Anne
Brent.
did that. You're
And
right.
so I'm just like, there is something more to this. And as I say, I want to say this again. I am not implicating Kopacka in this crime at all. But I do believe for some reason they did look into him. And just like they looked into the witnesses, I'm sure, and the surviving roommates and everybody else, right? I'm just making a point here and adding to what has been out there already, that it is quite possible that Kopacka was looked into. But I'm
Yeah.
not implicating him in this crime whatsoever. So don't take it
Well,
wrong. We
yeah,
shouldn't run with that.
Yeah.
yeah, and what 1111 just said there too. You might want to put up on the screen or whatever. Uh, the search warrant may have been for Jack D or a frat or anyone, though. Why would we assume it be Bet Kopaka? Because they might have that
Hmm.
phone carrier. So,
T-Mobile,
and
yes,
that's
yes.
yeah, that's very true too. Also, I just it really got to me when the judge early on accidentally said Kopaka, and
Hmm.
why would that name even be in his head?
Yeah.
Yeah. These are all things that are, yeah, that people start thinking. And I know that I think about all these things in my mind, but just because I am an attorney and I can't spout out things, I mean, I feel like it could,
Right.
anything's possible in this case, but to know anything is possible. I mean, I've seen crazier things, but the one thing that would tell us, and that would actually tell us whether it's for a suspect or something else, is the affidavit in support
Hmm.
of the search warrant.
Hmm.
So, that's what's sealed, and that's what will tell you everything.
Hmm.
And the
Right.
reasons why it's sealed are, they give those four reasons why it's sealed to protect, to, I forget, there's four reasons they always give for
Yeah.
sealing everything. And
Yeah.
so without knowing what's in that affidavit, I mean, because it is a search warrant, it has a criminal element to it,
Hmm.
but,
Exactly.
and because I'm not a criminal attorney and I'm not a forensics person or law enforcement person, to me it has a criminal element to it, but I don't know that it's necessarily for a suspect. It could be, but I wouldn't know. I think somebody who is in law enforcement or possibly in forensics who deals with getting evidence
Hmm.
would know for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get Forensic Frenzy on my channel at
Yeah,
one
she would
point,
be good. I haven't seen
because
that video of her with the going over the search warrants,
yes, she's
but
fantastic. Like
yeah,
she really, like, the way she laid it out there was very convincing, I have to say. And I would like to have her on there because we are talking about this these search warrants again. Obviously, they keep popping up, and so I just want to make sure that we go to the bottom of as much as we can, obviously,
Yeah,
because
and yeah, I mean, the most of you can do timelines and things, and and speculate as to whether it's this or that. My only thing is, so everybody knows that the one way you can really determine is the affidavit in support of the search warrant, which is sealed.
Mhm.
So that is a secret, and it bothers me that these things are secret, because it causes people to speculate. But me as a civil attorney, I mean, this is about all I can say about the search warrants. That
Mhm.
it seems that there's a criminal. It's related to a criminal case because it's a search warrant, right? I mean, it's not a subpoena.
Correct, correct.
So,
So
and they have to have probable cause for a search warrant. So,
correct,
yeah,
and you look at the dates; they sort of fall in or around when, to me at least, these
yeah,
the Amazon one and the T-Mobile one, they do fall in and around um, to what the tragic ending of Mr.
yeah,
Kopacka.
and
And
yeah,
Mm,
the dates are kind of lying in one another. But
yeah,
oh,
go ahead.
okay, Yoli. Now these all these sealed documents and all this kind of stuff. Now, during trial, this all becomes unsealed, correct?
Well, this I don't know that the search warrants. Okay, so the it's kind of complicated because the search warrants are subject to a motion to suppress if the search warrants weren't executed or they didn't have probable cause. So when Ann Taylor is asking for the search warrants or subpoenas, whatever they were asking for, they want them because they want to possibly challenge the evidence that they got. Okay, so that's before trial. Okay, but once you get the evidence and the subpoena is held to be valid, or the search warrant is held to be valid, you don't go over that again in trial. You might call the officer who did the search for whatever on the premises, to say what they did and how they got it or whatever. But the search warrant doesn't get into evidence, so I don't know if it's ever going to be unsealed.
mhm,
The
Wow.
officer who did the search warrant, like for example, Maury's going to have to get up on the stand and say, pursuant to the search warrant, I sent it to Amazon by email, and then they returned this information. I inventoried and cataloged this information, and then possibly Ann Taylor can cross-examine him on why he wrote what he wrote in those forums. But I don't know that, because
mhm.
I don't practice criminal law. So I don't know that. But I do know that every warrant can be subject to challenge. And I don't know at what procedure, at what point that challenge can occur. So, because it's very different criminal law when it comes to the motions to suppress and motions in limine. I only deal with motions in limine. That means to exclude evidence for a certain reason. But here we have, the search and seizure law that if there was no probable cause to get what you got, then I'm going to bring a motion to suppress. So, and it's very different. So those are the things that I really can't give an opinion on or what, because it bothers me that it's sealed. It does bother me because it feels like, what are they? I mean, these are records. So it could be that these are not suspects, and these are, or they were considered suspects at one point, and that's why they were able to get the search warrant. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
I,
I think forensic pointed out that because Kopeka is no longer with us is one of the reasons.
Which is
Um,
sad.
yeah,
Just totally
um,
sad.
I don't
she
know.
knows a little bit more about that. I wish I could, get her on
Yeah.
here as soon as possible. But she talks about that, how they treat someone who's no longer, who's deceased,
Hmm.
and the reason they do it this way. And so she laid it out very, very, very good. So anyway, I'll try to reach out to her if I can find information.
Yeah.
And and
And
see
so,
if
so that's basically all I can say about the search warrants. I'm
yeah.
sorry. I don't know what else.
No, but you also know that I think these questions come up naturally, and I believe I know the answer, but I'm going to ask you anyway, just to make it
Yeah.
clear.
Oh, oh, oh,
Um, People ask all the time, does Anne or the defense team have access to everything that's sealed?
Does Anne
Okay.
what?
Does Anne and her defense team have access to everything that's sealed
I
in this,
believe she does. Yeah.
even these search warrants, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think I knew the answer, but it's good
Hmm.
to know anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else? Rory, Tommy, do you have any questions for
yeah,
Yoli?
I did hear for a second. What was it you had on the screen there? They were asking me something, and I would like to have that answered. Actually,
Oh,
oh,
if you got the toxicology reports, I
the
don't know what.
toxicology. Okay, I ran something where it looked like a legitimate uh, paper. Okay, and it said that the toxicology report that there was one with marijuana, one with the same kind of drug of like Xanax. I can't remember the names of them. And then one had opiate. And then I seen someone say that the toxicology report said there was nothing, no drugs in anybody.
Mhm.
Do you know? Do you know? Is there an actual legal toxicology report that's out there?
I don't know of one. I do know that there was some report that was a general report that was out there. I can't. It said all the people who had passed, and regarding over. I'm not sure. There was something out there that purported to have some toxicology results, but it wasn't specific to any person.
Yeah, I didn't say it said the one I seen said four deceased,
Mhm.
so
Yeah, something about a
it
county
didn't name
report.
anybody,
No.
but
Mm-mm.
it did say one was clean, uh, one had marijuana, one had what is it, benzopine, what are that, whatever it's called, like
Mhm.
with the Xanax type of drug, and then one had opiates, and it did look legit, but it's YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
oh
I wouldn't
no,
know.
So
It,
I do have a question real quick.
yeah.
So when these toxicology reports actually do get released, will they be public, or was that only going to come out at the trial?
Well, if it's relevant, that's going to be the test. It
Okay,
will
that's
come in if it's relevant. If because we've already heard from Maybet that she didn't think they were relevant, but the defense may introduce them if it's relevant. Now, I think it would be relevant, but I don't know if it's relevant. I believe it's going to have to come into evidence if they did toxicology reports. So if they didn't, then there's nothing that they can bring in, right?
why would it be under gag order if they're
a good question.
clean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah, I actually, if the toxicology report was done, and if the standard is whether it's relevant or not, and it's deemed to be relevant, it has to come in. I mean, they have to tell us.
didn't Steve Gonzalez talk about the toxicology report?
Oh gosh, I
And
don't remember.
I believe he said he's seen it.
It
And
was a death certificate
oh, I thought he was
and
talking
the
about.
autopsy.
Oh, okay.
It was a death certificate and the autopsy that they said that it was horrifying and what happened, and they kind of described a little bit. But that was the autopsy and the death certificate.
But I thought he talked about the drugs too, that
No, I
there
don't
were
remember.
no drugs found in
See, I
where he
seen
had.
that report too. I seen somebody say that there was no drugs found.
Mm.
And then I seen that one report, but it looked really legit because it was going down the list of other people, like two here, three here, and then it got to a point where it said four,
Hmm.
and it looked really legit. And then I seen somebody online run a thing saying there's been no release of the toxicology report. Now I'm wondering if this person, got it somehow or something. I don't know. But what makes me wonder is that gag order. Because why would they have a gag order if they're clean? You would think they'd want that out there, especially the prosecution.
Well, and the thing is the only evidence that the jury's ever going to get to consider is what is allowed in by the judge. So, that's the thing. And there's various standards for getting evidence in. And so
that's scary. That's
it is
scary to me.
Well, I'm actually torn because I think the judge is probably really busy and these littler cases take a lot of time. But at the same time, and maybe he's nervous because it's such a high profile case, but my goodness, I get frustrated with it. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, maybe don't they have another judge that can't, relieve him of some of his other cases?
Well, that's what I had talked about with Andrew Myers about having like a discovery person, like a discovery judge.
Right. Yeah.
What they call it is like a discovery referee. That's what they call it here in California. I don't know if they're used in criminal cases, but I don't see why not.
I think they're called moderators in other places or something.
Yeah, and in his jurisdiction, they're called masters.
Right.
So I don't know. So I mean, I know I have a trial in July, and they have to bring a retired judge from another county to come and hear it because they're so short on judges and courtrooms.
That's crazy. What's going on?
And I get frustrated because of my own situation, and I see what's going on with Dan Taylor, and it's like,
they need to make Yoli a judge.
There you go. Well, I hear it's a lot of work. The judges in California are really, really overworked.
In California? Oh, I bet they are.
And I would imagine everywhere. I mean, that's why I get upset with the judge, but at the same time, I understand that, he may have so many little cases that it's just, too much.
Yeah. You'd think it would have eased up, like in California, and like now Minnesota has legalized marijuana, because I know the marijuana cases were really filling up the courts,
Yeah.
And
same in California. It's like 70% drug charges out there. I mean, it's all drugs out there. So
it's crazy.
That's what just
they need to do something about that. They really do. I don't know if we have to turn to Amsterdam because what they're doing it isn't working. It isn't working.
No, it's not.
Just legalize everything. I don't know.
We do know that in both Latah County and in Pullman, if you look at the arrest reports, and it's like mostly obviously drug crimes, right? So that is true that it's filled up with, but they have a fentanyl crisis. So
Latah County is, and I've been saying, Golf, you know that, Rory, you know that. I've been saying all along that's a drug hub, and they need more judges. When you have a drug hub, they need more judges. I don't care how small the county is.
If you go into Latah County, like other court cases where I forget, like it's the website for the courthouse. It's all drug cases, man. Look at them, like, what's the charges? Felony drug possession, felony drug.
I can imagine that he's overwhelmed. The judge.
Yeah. So much. Yeah.
1111, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
I gotta run. I do gotta go. I just wanted to clarify that, and having everything sealed just makes people speculate, but really we don't know who they're for. The search warrants, but
true.
That's good to know.
We can. It is in the speculation, of course. We're just,
that'll make us speculate even more.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, because of the date.
Ghosts. They're after gold.
The true way to know, the very true way and factual way to know, is to see that affidavit, because that will explain everything.
Yeah, if we saw the phone ending of the phone number, we just need the
Right.
last four numbers and then we'll know, at least for the
Yeah.
T-Mobile warrant. But
Yeah.
we're speculating here. And as I say, again, I'm going to say it again, this is not to name Kopacka as having any involvement whatsoever. I'm just saying it is a possibility that he was looked into. And this is what led up to the tragic event that happened to him.
Okay. Well, I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna hop off.
Yoli,
Thank you,
thank you. I
Yoli.
All
appreciate you
right.
Yes.
so
Yes.
much.
Thank
Thank you, my
you.
dear. Thank
Have a
you.
Have a
great
good night.
show.
Yeah.
Thank
Good
You're
you.
night.
awesome.
Good night.
You're awesome, girl.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys too. Bye.
Bye.
Right.
Well, so guys, I wanted to go into that video, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. It's a long, and I think most of you all seen it already, both the 1111 one, which was a fantastic one, and also Jay Embray's
Yes.
one
Yeah.
was really, really good. And so there was something I see Twizzle is in here. Was there something we had for him? There was
Twizzy?
Twizzle.
Well,
Oh, yes. Somebody asked earlier, Twizzle, about Kopacka where he lived, and I think you explained it really, really well about student. Like he actually lived at that address that they claimed, and I cannot remember what you
Was
said.
that in Pennsylvania?
No, no, no. This is
Was
in Pullman because
oh,
I think Drip Drop came out with a video saying he didn't even live there. He lived in another address, blah blah blah. And Twizzle,
okay.
of course, living in Pullman, he could explain that really logically.
Okay. Oh.
Twizzle, you want to come up and explain it? Because that makes me curious. Let me know. We do have a question here. What's everyone's opinion on the house being buried? Has this ever been done before?
Not that I've ever heard of. No, I can't.
Me
I
neither.
mean,
I've never heard of that in my life.
this is definitely a first. I
Never.
mean, I guess the prime
Me
example
neither.
is the O.J. Simpson case. I mean, the jury went into that house, Alec Murdaugh case. They went into the property. It's
Right.
just I don't understand why you tear down a house and go bury it somewhere.
And
I just
and
don't
what do you think about the
understand.
defense saying it's okay to do
Mhm.
that? That's what bothers me the most.
Well,
I can see the
because yeah, I mean,
prosecution wanting it done.
well, because the defense probably already knew they had everything they needed from that house, and it probably I'm just thinking psychologically, in my opinion, they're like, yeah, go ahead, public opinion. So they knew if they tore down the house, a lot of people will start speculating and asking questions. Well, why are they? What are they hiding? Why are they tearing down the house? So I thought, in my opinion, I think it's a good move
Mm,
from the defense's point of view. I mean, because it makes the prosecution look kind of pretty shady, which it did.
mhm,
Because now I'm like, what the hell are you guys doing? Like everybody's asking,
I,
and
I
the good
think I
thing,
would have
I mean,
fought
so the
it.
families begged for that house to stay up.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
Rory, we both
I don't know.
know it. But you ran that one video where it showed the inside, and they were going up the stairs, and it was
Yeah,
loud, dude. You remember that? Thump,
it's very
thump,
loud.
thump, thump, thump. You could hear them walking
Yeah,
just on the floor, and
oh
and
yeah.
what
Hmm.
they can 3D everything, but they're
Yep.
not going to get that sound. And
Mhm,
and why the defense didn't at least stick up, say no, we don't want it torn down. That would, I think, would have made the prosecution look even worse, in
Yeah,
my
probably.
opinion. But
I agree. Yeah.
I just can't. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't. I mean, when they originally talked about, you know, putting out or tearing that house down. Now, the reason why did they bury it? That's a good question. Like,
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
really weird.
because
That
if
is
you
really
look
weird.
at most, and I've seen somebody posted about this, there is a
Well,
somewhere
I
I
got my
read about,
ideas.
like if you, I think, oh, actually, was it Harsh that put out something about this, where the school killing down in Florida, he compared it, like that house. I mean, it's tragic to what happened to those kids in Florida, right? They waited. They did not, like, they left everything inside there. They didn't touch anything. Everything was just as it when it happened.
Yeah.
And up until after the trial, now is when they tore it down. And so they invited the parents in advance to come and look at it, like come and see as we tear this down, which is like that's the way you do it. In this case, the parents were not even notified. Like,
No, and they
I
hit
mean,
it.
they hid the time. They started earlier, so
And they hid
it
the
was,
place.
yeah, it was very
Well, someone,
suspicious.
yeah,
Yeah.
somebody in the comment
That's
section
very
made a good
suspicious.
point that said part of the reason they may have buried it was because of treasure hunters, which is true.
You're right.
Well, so
Yeah, and
what?
I can see that, but
I mean, honestly, they
still,
could have just left the house up, number one,
Yeah.
they
leave it
should
be
have. Yeah.
until after trial. And then how many houses like this that went through tragic events have been turned into, tourism? It wouldn't be the first, it's not going to be the last one, you know. All I'm saying. I'm not agreeing to it. I don't usually go to these houses myself. I don't care enough to do it. And it's not that I
Right.
don't care about I just don't like this kind of tourism. So I don't usually go to these houses, but there are people that are fascinated with crime on another level,
But
right?
you know the thing in that OFFS with Ivana, she made another good point there. But what was I going to say? No, it's not going to matter. They said, oh, it's because people will, you know. Just keep bringing it up. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But you know what? It doesn't matter. They could build a gas station there, and it's
Mhm.
still going to be the place that four innocent young people were murdered, and it's never going to go away, no matter what they do,
Correct.
tearing it down or not. And
Correct.
I just think that, but do you see that? She said the parents were notified it was being torn down, but it was none of their decision, which I think is
Yeah, it was.
wrong.
That's
Mhm.
true.
They were
And then
notified the day before or like maybe a couple of days before,
yeah, and then
because
she
they went
said,
out. But the reason I brought that up is they didn't stick to what they said. They started it several hours earlier
early,
when it was still dark out. So you didn't
right?
give the parents a chance to show up and watch you do it. Well, you could see the ending of it. But that house went out in like what, 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. Boom, it was gone.
He
Yeah, it was
gone.
quick.
Yep.
It was very
Yeah,
quick. Yeah.
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 She also said it was up to the prosecution and the defense and the judge, and all of them signed off on it.
Hmm. Yeah.
Without even taking the family's consideration, because I know that Steve G did not want it tore down.
Hmm.
No, he was pretty
Correct.
adamant about it. Like he wanted it up. Like he understood that was evidence. Like he knew that. So,
Right.
um,
Yes.
I mean, to me, it also boils down to the president of the university. It was his decision ultimately because they own the house. It was their house.
Yeah.
So they don't want the PR anymore, and they need the students to be there. So, in my opinion,
Correct.
that definitely has something to do with it. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a bad decision. I'm
No,
gonna
it's
put
yeah.
out the link. Is it okay for people to join if they want to join? Is that cool with you guys?
No, that's cool. I gotta
What's
get
up?
going in about like
Oh,
20 minutes. So
I'm gonna pin it up here.
oh, bubbly, bubbly,
yeah,
bubbly,
good bubbly.
bubbly. I
Good for
love
you.
you.
So I pinned the link if anybody wants to jump up. I saw Twizzle. Thank you for responding to that. I think that needed to be clarified because misinformation like that is dangerous. And I know Drip Drop has a big audience, and I respect what he does, but I do not respect when he goes into these
Yeah,
theories that are easily debunked. Like this
I thought
poor
it.
boy he's painting out now, who we have on body cam, and you can clearly see. I I mean I can clearly see that little scratch on his forehead is there. Also, when he's at the Grub truck
Oh,
thing. Yeah.
yeah, well, that's
So
all right.
painting people out like that is dangerous. And
Right. Oh,
you know,
actually, oh, are you talking about the guy with the sweater thing on? I
correct.
actually seen it at the golf the golf club, the grub truck.
Yeah.
I thought I seen it actually. Did you?
I saw it clearly, but
Okay, that's what I
yeah,
thought
I
too.
saw
That's
it
what I thought
clearly
too. And
and
I'm an old man.
and I hope this doesn't come across as I'm painting out anything about Kopacka. He's been in the limelight for so long because of his tragic ending.
Yeah.
But, I'm just bringing it into like the whole situation and the whole discussion. What could have possibly happened to him
Well, I
that
think Kopacka could have been involved in a different way, but he is not this mean monster that they try to paint him to
no,
be.
no,
Not, not at all. And
no.
you can tell his mild manner during that one. Who was it who put that video up of him being questioned?
Yeah.
Um, and then he said
Uh,
Copac instead of Kopacka.
yeah.
But you can tell his mild manner,
Yeah.
and
I felt bad for him. He made me cry, to be
so did I.
quite honest. And
Yeah,
but I think of his irrational behavior, meaning when he called the police, and police has probably been called on him before, and I think that's one of the reasons that they might have looked into him as a possible suspect, just like everybody else they looked into. I'm just saying it fits the mold, so I don't want to paint him out to be part of this crime whatsoever. But I just want to put it into perspective that maybe they did look into him. So anyway, if you
right.
feel free, Twizzle, as I said, to jump on and explain the housing part of this if you can or if you want to, because I know that speculation has been going around Kopacka where he lived because of the um, because of that video that was circulated when he lived at that hotel, and then of course he moved to the other one. So Twizzle, I think, explained it good.
Yeah, the only reason
Yeah.
Kopacka is still on my radar is allegedly Koberger drove by that night, right with the coffee house apartments, and stopped
Hmm.
there for 9 minutes. That's very
Hmm.
odd. And then on his way back, he stops by there again. So it's just like, that's twice in one night within a
Well,
3 hour
I
span.
do believe he was. I do believe he was looked at Kopacka. I
Maybe,
do.
maybe
And
it's just a coincidence. I don't know. Yeah.
But I
yeah,
think Twizzle said early on also that across the street from those coffee house apartments is where Brian Koberger had his office. So,
It's a little bit up the way. It's probably about a mile. Yeah.
oh, okay, okay. I believe he was talking about that could be why he stopped there for 9 minutes. Is he went into his office or something?
At 2:45 in the morning.
I mean,
I
why
don't.
not?
I mean, maybe.
If he's got
I don't know if you have access to it.
access, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, being that he was a teaching assistant, that is possible that he had access to
Maybe.
it. So it's not
Maybe.
really, um, you know, that
yeah,
unheard of.
right. And Tara, yeah, he might have been in war, but he was a different man when he came home. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
know this. I know this by experience because my brother was in Vietnam, and he's got medals. He's seen some really bad stuff. And when he got home, he's never been the same.
Mhm.
And he's
Well, he was
not
wounded
no
too. Keep that in mind. Basically,
right.
he didn't just
Yes.
come home. I mean, when you're out in war and in that situation, you're gonna have to be a little bit cold-hearted as far as that goes. That's what they teach you. You have your brothers
Yep.
next to you, and you fight for each other.
Yep.
So I think that's normal. But
Yeah.
since he was, I guess, he had head injury, and uh, he came back
Yeah.
and
Oh, that's
lived as a
right. Yeah.
veteran.
But
Mhm.
Got a Purple Heart.
even my mom said Johnny's never been the same since he
Hmm.
got back, and he won't talk about things, and he's got medals and stuff, and I know he's seen some really icky things,
Oh
Hmm.
yeah.
and of course it's going to affect you the rest of your life.
Right.
Absolutely.
Of
And
course.
they didn't have PTSD back then, and I'm sure he's got that. You know what
Mm.
I mean? And I
Mhm.
knew one guy. I knew one guy that got back from Nam, and his wife could not wake him up because she would get punched.
Yep.
Mm.
Mhm.
If she went and shook him to wake him up, he automatically just would
Yep.
punch her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she couldn't. You know what I mean? I mean, that's a war is an awful thing. It's an awful thing.
I don't know about uh, so here's what raises another eyebrow for me is what happened to Kopacka and how he felt, down in life.
Right.
It is very unusual that, whatever the way they did it, right?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and you never really heard like the family being upset about this. Like this is their son. He has been
Right.
he was murdered in my opinion,
Me too.
and they never really stood up and said there's something wrong here. And so that raises an eyebrow for me, and it is possible that they know that he might have been under the radar for the
Under
police. They
the
looked at him.
investigation. Yeah.
You know
Well, I
what I
think
mean?
Twizzle says it, but Twizzle Stick says it good. I don't know if Kopacka was involved, but he was definitely part of the investigation, and I think
Yeah.
that's true.
I think
Yeah,
that's true also. And there's
yeah,
so many things. As I say, the parents never came out and was visibly upset over what happened to him. So that raises an eyebrow in me, at least, because you would
right.
think, like, good Lord, if that was my son, I would be, I would be kind of
I,
mad, you know.
yeah, and I think bubbly waters. I think that's true. I think that's true. Wasn't his squad all hit by a bomb, and he was the only one to survive? I think that's true.
I cannot confirm that because I
Yeah, I haven't
don't know
heard
if he
that.
was the only one to survive. I know that they were hit by a bomb.
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
yeah, that's what I've heard. I mean, I've heard that from many sources.
Hmm.
So
So
I forgot
I
about this.
don't know.
Tara brings. Oh, sorry. Tara brings up a good point. I forgot about this. His phone was completely factory wiped, face down on
Yeah.
the counter.
Yeah, it was.
Weird,
Yeah.
There's nothing in
weird,
his bedroom
weird.
except his army papers and like some electronics.
Hmm.
So no clothes, no bed, no nothing.
Hmm.
That's really weird. And then they claim that there's like this shootout there or something. And then his best friend and somebody, I think his brother, said there's no bullet holes in the house. So what the
Hmm.
hell? Like, what is going? Like, what happened there?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
saying is there's so many things around this. Why is the family not being
Well, yeah,
more?
they sent out an obituary. It's just saying
Mhm.
like, yeah, hey, our son passed away unfortunately, and then they blamed it on PTSD, and that was
Mhm.
pretty much all you heard from them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Right. And that
Yeah.
gets people speculating. You hear the
oh, of course.
speculations that he's not even dead, that he's the
Mm-hmm,
informant, and
mm-hmm,
you start getting all that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
and geez, when we have to speculate, I hate it.
But
Yeah.
I
what?
really
Yeah.
do. Because I'll go down those rabbit holes. I will.
Well, see, that's why, Tommy, we're looking at the documents, all the warrants, and getting to the bottom, looking at the
Mhm.
dates. How do they correlate to what happened to
But the
Kopacka?
documents they lie on them, and they
Well, not on search warrants. I'm talking about search
oh not
warrants.
search
Yeah.
warrants.
And so in
Yeah,
this case, I'm talking
right.
about the search warrants,
Well,
and I'm
PCA's, yeah, who
talking
knows?
about the
Mm.
Amazon and the T-Mobile search warrants. Now, Forensic Frenzy, she did a little bit more of a deep dive into this, and I believe I would like to get her on and we'll talk to her because she can probably put this thing together a little bit better. She laid it out really fantastically. So,
Yeah.
So, do we ever officially get a autopsy report or a death certificate or anything for Mr. Kopacka, or what? Can we find?
no,
Last time I
no,
checked, you can't find anything.
nope, nothing, not at all. One,
course.
one, I guess, can you call that even a press conference? One guy, one cop in Pullman.
Yeah. Yep.
That's it. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Can't
here's
find
what
anything.
here's what I'm kind of worried about. I know that the informant really is the IGG that they're talking about. Everybody thinks, oh, it's this guy, that guy, this guy. No, it's actually the IGG, in my opinion. But now, I hope they don't use, because remember they said the informant won't be testifying. Now that can only mean a couple things. It's either IGG because IGG can't testify, or it's somebody that's passed on. And that I'm worried that they're going to say, "Oh, Kopacka said this. He signed this," and that's what I'm worried about because he's not here to back it up. And I'm telling you, I do not trust LE at all. And what was Fry and all of them doing there? And it's just a weird situation.
So you don't think that there was an informant other than the FBI?
No. Yeah, I think it's IGG is the informant. That's what
I don't know. I have a suspicion that somebody could have been, like getting out of another bad situation that informed on Brian, or he did it himself. Like I said, he offered up his assistance, and that's how he came on their radar. But
I don't like that about America's court systems, where okay, if you testify for us, we'll give you a deal. Well, I'll make up a dang story. I'll make up yeah, I was there. Yeah, I seen him do it.
Yeah. I know.
It's awful.
Yeah.
So I had a question. Like, I've heard the rumor that Fry and some other people were there that night, but where is that? Is that confirmed somewhere?
Say that again.
So I've heard multiple times that Chief Fry was there the night that Kopacka got shot. Is that what you were talking about, Tommy, or is that just a rumor still?
What's that, bro?
So Chief Fry being there that night on the 15th when Kopacka got shot?
Yeah.
Is that what you were talking about? Yeah. So is that verified or like?
That's what I've heard by many people.
Okay.
That they've seen him there. I didn't see him there personally, but I never really went looking for him either.
Right. No, I'm just wondering because I've heard the same thing, but I can't get it nailed down if he actually was there or not. So I was just wondering.
Right.
If he actually was, but because that, like you said, that why would you be there? It's not your jurisdiction, has nothing to do with you. So.
Well, there was definitely Moscow police there, from what I've heard.
Yeah, because they called in for like the drone or something like that, right?
Yeah, there was Moscow police there, and
I think that it's pain. That's a rumor.
I don't trust him as far as
I think it's a rumor, but it is possible someone saw him there physically.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's very possible. Yeah.
So, but I've never seen any documentation on it, video, photo, anything like that.
Wait, Kaylee's sister got arrested with drugs last night? Seriously?
Yeah, that's what Twizzle says here.
Which
Haven't
one?
heard that.
What happened?
Twizzle, jump up here. Return the favor, dude.
Come on, yours. Come on, Twizzy.
And
don't be scared.
You also posted.
Come replace me. I gotta leave in like literally 10 minutes. So
you also posted. Let me.
That's crazy.
Twidsel also said I can prove BK's phone didn't turn
Yes,
off. His
that's what I
phone at
wanted.
2:40.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
I can't pin that.
Twiz, you got okay. After saying that, Twiz, oh, he's playing a game right now. It better be a good game, Twiz.
Yeah, he's gonna drop the come watch my channel and I'll tell you.
Oh, Twizzle. You
Yeah,
have to return the favor.
Yeah, you do. And if you're playing the show 24, look me up. I'll play it.
Oh my god, I forgot about that show. Hilarious. I used to watch that when I was in college. That was the shit back then.
Baseball, I love it. Yeah, I love that game.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what I had for tonight. I guess nobody wants to jump up here. No Twizzle.
Yeah, we'll get him sometime. We'll get that Twizzle.
Yeah,
we'll get Twizzle.
Deborah, you feel like coming up? She's always got good ideas. And Randy's an awesome panelist.
Yeah.
And,
I wasn't going to go too long.
Bubbly is always bubbly.
Absolutely. I'm inviting anybody.
On, Bubbles.
Oh, we have Brian here too.
Yeah, I don't
know. My baby Brian.
Brian's Ramblings. Nice to meet you. Tommy Jude. Don't know yet.
Yeah. Anybody's welcome. Because I wasn't going to do a long show tonight. I just wanted to really dig down into the search warrant. That was important to me to get some more meat on our bones. So, yeah.
Right.
I'm not sure yet, Twizzle. I'll let you know. We'll do one together.
I asked him if he was going to the hearing on the 27th, but he didn't answer. So I guess.
Oh.
You might want to put up another link.
It is. Is it not? No, it's. Okay. Let me do that. Let me remove it.
Yeah, just because otherwise it's probably way back there, you know.
No, but I did put it on. Hold on. I pinned it.
Oh, you are? All right, cool. Right on.
There you go.
I pinned it.
There you go, Bubbly. Come on, somebody.
Yeah. You're welcome. Anybody's welcome. Anybody who's here new, I don't, that I don't know the name of, please just jump on.
I don't know that. OFFS was by Ayana.
Mm-hmm.
But she sure has a lot of good points and stuff.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Deborah, my friend, Debbie, both of you.
Yeah, Deborah Lynn, you're awesome too, girl.
Well, we got Bubbly.
Yeah, Bubbly.
Well, hello,
There's Bubbly.
Hey.
How are ya?
Pretty good. How are you? I'm a little hoarse right now for some reason. I'm not sure why, but yeah. I never know. I've been talking to myself. That's why. No.
So what do you think of these? Let's start with the search warrants. What's your opinion?
Oh, that one really gets me because of the way that they did it. So before there's one video where you can hear a female officer, and it might be on the scanner, but she's talking about the warrant, and they're talking about who he is, and they don't know his name. Like then she says something like it's Brett or Brent, or she doesn't know his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the cops don't know his name. But how could they not know his name? Because they've dealt with him many times before.
Correct.
And on that the report. My kitty's claw is stuck. Hold on, just a second. Hold on.
Did they just deal with him like a week before that? It was like a week or 2 weeks before that?
On December 5th, there was something on that report, on that video I did. Hold on, you guys. Her claw's stuck. I got to get. Oh, there we go. Okay, got it. I had to get in her kitty condo. I'm like head first diving in a kitty condo. It's like 90 degrees here. Man, it's hot. Yeah. So on that warrant, on the police report, when you get the body cams, people request the body cams, the FOIAs, and it was LTL, I think is where I got that one from. He has several different body cams of of Kopacka that night. And he had like one of them had the report before, like it had a couple different things on them that showed information on him. Well, one of them showed 4 officers being victim at the hands of Kopacka on December 5th, 2023. And it made no sense because he was already gone by then. So I figured it was probably a year prior. So I looked that up in Pullman, and there were some things that went down, and someone went to the hospital, and like some mental stuff going on. So I'm wondering if that was, if, you know, something happened there. I mean, a car got wrecked. There was a few things that happened just right in, you know, one after the other. And that was the same night that those officers, there's 4 officers that were considered victims of Brent Kopacka, which is
Did you ever make
sad.
a video on that, Bubbly?
I did. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe we can revisit this if more comes out.
Yeah, because it's like, and the people that were there, like his roommate. I mean, I've got some that's all sus itself because Jordan is like, I don't know if you've seen his TikToks on some of the videos I've done. He is now coming out and talking about Brent, which is weird because I'm not sure I'm not sure how they're letting him get away with that, really, to tell you the truth. Yeah, so it's weird. But anyway, he claims he's been in 2 cults. He's been with the church and also with what he calls Amway. But Amway, it's kind of crazy because the name of the guy he says he met for Amway is actually the name of the owner of EcoShield.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's all weird.
You're not talking like Amway, like soap and all that.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what Jordan was saying. But see, the guy that he said he went to meet was Samir, and Samir Hodge is the owner of EcoShield, and he recently just got out of prison, actually. But
so there's a link to Kaylee Gonzalez.
What's that?
Is that the link?
Yep. Okay. And not only that, but how I found Jordan Baker was before I even saw that body cam. And then when I saw him on that body cam, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that's the same guy. Because Kaylee had a friend named Jordan Baker. She worked with at the coffee shop who she was going to be rooming with in Texas, right? And her name was Jordan Baker. And so that I had looked up Jordan Baker, and that's how I came across his stuff. And he went to Evergreen State College where Enon went, and he was with the church, and he was, you know, he was really strange. He was a promoter, but not a promoter, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I deep dove on him, and then all of a sudden he pops up on Kopacka's body cam. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
And not only that, but so did the ex-deputy sheriff of Latah County. He was the one driving the car.
Okay.
Yeah, that Jordan was in. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
So, very interesting. It's that's why I feel like it was all.
Well, we'll might deep dive that one, Bubbly, one day. Because then I want you on the show so you can explain it a little bit about it.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to. Yeah, because I've totally deep dove on those guys so hard. It's so crazy. Now I might deep dive on
it is
TikTok.
not inconceivable that they actually looked into Kopacka as a suspect.
Yeah. But that warrant, like with the knives and stuff, the way they listed it in there, I don't know. It just felt weird to me. Like,
oh, okay.
I don't know. Did it to you guys? Like, it just felt like it was so. I don't know. I guess what my thing is that Payne's been in the service there. He would have a K-bar. Rosendahl has. I mean, so many of those guys have been in, and they all would be packing those things, or all would have them, you know, from their time in the service. And it's like, I mean, they're everywhere. I don't know.
I'm going to tell you all a secret. I didn't even know what a K-bar was before this case. Honestly, I had no idea. Somebody asked me about a K-bar, I would have not known. Now I know a little bit more. Obviously.
Yeah, me neither. I kept picturing a Kit Kat.
Yeah, I was like, K-bar? Oh, what kind of chocolate is that?
oh, K-bar, right?
Yeah, the K-bar, like a candy bar, right?
Well, I want to thank Rory. He had things to do, so he jumped off here earlier, and
Oh,
thank
thanks,
him for
Rory.
being here, obviously.
Yeah, Rory. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
I didn't see the private chat there. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love you, brother.
Thank you, Rory. Love you too. I mean, I
Yeah.
love
But
him
he's been
too.
busy. He's been busy today, right? Didn't he have a show earlier with
Yes, yes.
Mama D?
11,
Yeah,
11, Mama D. Yeah.
yeah. I
I
caught the
called her
very end of that.
accidentally Mama B for some. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Mama D.
that's fun.
We have Truth UK. Welcome.
Hey,
Oh, who's
what's
truth?
up? I just came to say I just wanna make a confession that I am a gangster, and I live in the United States. I'm from the Hoover Crips. I'm gang banging. Selling
Mhm.
dope and everything. So yep, I'm gangster. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay.
So,
All
are you,
right.
what do you want to tell us?
Yeah. What do you want to tell?
Well, well, I came here just to say, if you ever need, drugs to buy, just
No,
holler
we're
at me.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night. Okay.
Are you sure you don't want drugs for
Yes,
sale?
I'm sure.
Nah,
I'm sure.
it's good quality
Bro,
drug.
Oh,
bro, bro,
we get those from the Moscow PD if we wanted them, man. Just joking.
That's
Sorry about
that's
it.
a
Sorry about
problem
that.
with open discussions. That's
No. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't need.
yeah,
I'm not. I'm taking drugs for my chemo
right
and all that.
deception.
Enough. I don't need
Well,
any more. Thank
well,
you.
that was interesting.
Yeah. Hi, 12 gauge.
Jesus Christ.
There's a
Seriously,
link.
I've never heard anything like that before on anybody's chat. You're special, Golf.
Randy, take care of him, and I think Golf, he can go a little farther than you said before. I think.
Yeah, no, I don't want anybody blocked here, mods. Time them out. That's fine. I don't even know how to unblock people, so please try not to block people because I don't know how to
That's a
do
tough
unblock.
one.
Yeah.
It's a tough one when it comes to
Um,
people like that.
I
But
see
yeah,
12 gauge in here as well. Nice to see you. If you
Hey,
want to
12.
jump up, I think
12.
there is still a link on there. I can put it out again here. Please.
Everybody's coming home in my neighborhood. There's big old trucks going to be pulling in any second. So,
Oh, okay. So yeah. So going back to the house, let's talk about that, Bubbly.
okay.
What do you think of that? Do you have any input
So
on?
the house which part? Because I came in just like I was like maybe 5 minutes before I came on with you is when I saw you on.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
I
think you talked about the house when it was demolished. There was
oh yeah, that just oh yeah, that
yeah,
makes me so
because
mad.
it was listed as they were trying to put up like some kind of something on that lot, and I think you talked about that.
Like
it
the
was
garden, like you mean for the memorial type thing for
no,
them? Is it?
no,
Oh,
no,
you mean
no,
the apartments, the apartment stuff?
correct, and that was removed. Now you can't find that anymore. But wasn't it you who talked about that?
Yeah, because so from what I get out of it from the different real estate companies that are there. So you've got Kane, who owns the Linda Lane, who is the one that had the surveillance footage, right?
Mm-hmm.
His son Sage has recently just gotten a new. He has a couple of real estate companies, but he just got a new one, and it was Blue Sky Real Estate, and so Dan Esty, his real estate company was called Blue Bird Real Estate, and he closed his right about the time Sage got one called Blue Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so now there's two different LLCs now that own all of those ones that Dan used to own all on there on King Road. There's two separate companies or whatever that own those, and Kane actually owns the two Queen Road apartment buildings. That kind of shocked me.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't own those before. It was a different guy, an Asian guy that owned them, who was from Seattle. He worked like for Microsoft and stuff. So that kind of was shocking to me. But yeah, I think that what Sage said in one of his interviews was that he was looking forward to making affordable housing for the students, is what he was saying.
Mhm.
And so that's where I heard that. But I heard that also that Scott Green, that he paid about a couple $100,000 for that house, that he owns that house, not the university.
Mhm.
Which, yeah, I mean, I saw some documentation on it a while back, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, and that's why it came down like it did. I mean, I don't know about that. I'm not sure. That's all just, I just saw it, and I didn't vet it or anything. Looked real, but
I just seen a. I shouldn't even say it because I'm probably going to run a show on it, but but I actually seen the whole inside of Mr. Green's house.
oh, I have that too. I just got that. I just had it. I had it a while back. That's a crazy house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
You
somebody
am
can
I
afford a
good?
house like that? How someone can afford a house like that on
Yeah.
university pay is
Mhm.
beyond me.
I told you
Is
the dream I
this
had about it.
working, guys? I can't tell what I'm doing. Is this
Hi, Brian.
working?
Oh,
Hi,
hey
Brian.
there.
Hi, Brian. Hi,
Brian
Chloe.
Hoffman. Oh my
Hi,
God.
girlfriend.
I haven't seen you in a
Oh,
million years.
no, dude.
So good to
This is
see you.
This is not like what you guys think it is. Like to you, I'll just turn on your cell phones. I don't do that, but I am thrilled to be up here. I have things I need to ask you. First, Bubbly,
What?
you
What?
sound totally different.
I
Like,
sound totally different. What do you mean? I don't sound like
no.
I don't sound like Justin? No.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Goodbye. It's been nice talking to you. Oh my God!
I thought she was Justin for a long time, and so did
You
everybody
guys
Oh
else.
don't realize
no.
what I do for a
Ooh.
living. I
You guys
have
make me
sat with
laugh
many
so
Justins,
much.
but
What's that?
Bubbly,
Oh
your
my
accent
God.
is just different. 12
Oh,
gauge. I just want to say this to you. Are you
Okay.
there, 12 gauge? I
Yes,
saw
I
you
am.
for
Hey,
the
Brian, how
first
you
time
doing?
last night. You were terrific, sir. You
Oh
were just
yeah.
really neat. It was a great. I was like, wow, that's great. Golf, I
Yeah,
love you.
Mhm.
he's coming on strong. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
job
Oh,
there.
that I want
Like,
Thank you,
everybody
guys.
to go and subscribe
no,
to
it was
12
great
Gauge.
last night. But Kate,
Yeah.
can I seriously ask you guys something? There is no way on earth that JJJ asshole, whatever you all want to call him, can continue to be on this case. He is on the court documents for both Maddie's stepmom and Xana's mom's plea deals. That means
Oh
they
boy.
all know exactly who they ratted out. They all know why Maddie and Xana were done away with. How on earth, at this point, are we all doing this? You cannot be on the case. How can you
They're
be on the
dirty.
case?
They're
you got
dirty,
a good
Brian.
point there,
It's
actually.
Moscow. You
But
do got a
no,
good
but
point.
Tommy, no, the time has passed. You're out. You're fucked. You're caught. And you're caught. Everybody knows Ann was on the thing. That Kathy Mamet lady was on the thing.
Oh, I
Bill
agree.
Smith.
I agree, Brian. I agree.
Oh, don't
But
get me started
then,
on
but
Kathy
then,
Mabbott.
so what? No, but then, so what has to happen? How does this work? You can't have you all on this.
But they are, Brian. But they are.
But
That's
you
the
know
problem.
who. But you all know who Maddie's stepmom and Xana's mom ratted out. How can you all now still be on this? Like, I don't know. What do we need to do as public? You can't be on
Okay.
this
Well,
case.
Well, we have to research everything,
OFS
Brian.
OFS just stated that is absolutely false. Their court cases were not in Latah County, and Judge was not on their cases.
No, they were. It was. It's in the court dockets. Tommy, look up the court dockets.
Oh, they
And
were in Ada? Were they in Ada County or because they were out of Spokane? Were they?
No, you guys, that doesn't matter. Go to the court dockets and you will find it's amazing. You will find Mamet is on one of them. You will find Santa
Mabbit?
Claus.
Yeah, Mabbott.
You will find Santa Claus on several. You will find that Marshal Magistrate First Female Lady on one of them. You will find JJJ signed legal dockets.
Yeah, that's
All
true.
of these.
Actually, both those judges, the female and him, were the first one. Yeah,
Yeah,
because she
no,
was on.
they are. No, they're on the docket. They're on the docket. Like, what are we
Yeah, I
all
know. Yeah,
doing?
yeah. I saw that too.
No, I'm sorry, and I'm trying not to be drama queen because I am, but you all know that. But whatever. It's like how
That's
on
why we
fucking
love
earth,
you. That's why we
Yeah,
love
that's
you.
how can this be going on? Like,
how
how
can
is
any
he?
of it be going on?
No,
So, Brian,
Judge is going to have to go away. He's going to have to step down. He wants his retirement. Okay. Ann Taylor has to go. Ann Taylor knows the same thing. Ann Taylor was in on Maddie's stepmom and Xana's mom's plea deals. They all know who Nora and Cara ratted out. They all know
I'm sure they
why.
all know, but I don't think they were. I don't think that she was on it. I don't think Anne was on with those.
No, my
I mean, she'll
dear,
probably
she
know it
was.
because she's like the head of it. So, but she's got ones that work underneath her that take because she can't take
No.
all of them, right? You
Oh,
know.
come on, Golf. You're wildly bright. Go look up the court things. You
mm,
see all their names on it. It says their names, like residing judge, and it was that Marshall lady on a couple of them, and then Judge John, Judge John, John. It says it on a bunch of the documents. It's in the court dockets. You Golf, you're so smart. You can look this up. They
Yeah, but
all.
what do you do in a situation like that if you've got like
I
all these
don't know.
people that are
Don't
in
you be
there? Do
asking
they
me this. I'm
But I
not
mean,
that
but
smart.
I know, but would they bring in other people? I mean, how would that work? Because even James Curtis Leonard, who I'm constantly harping about him, on December 6th when he beat up his wife, and then he ended up going to jail, and they thought he was the one that did it. And his attorney was Mabbitt, and the guy that wrote up his report was Rosendahl.
mhm.
Yes,
No,
yes.
none
Yeah,
other than
no,
Rosen.
that was the guy with the cut on his arm or something. He looked
Then
really
he
scary.
went in and cut.
Yes,
Yeah, he went into the bedroom to start cutting himself when they
yes,
got there because he
yes,
was.
yes.
But I
But
suspect he already had a cut on his
we're
arm.
in a
He
different
also has a
place
red
now.
Mustang.
It's out. It's out. There
He
are
also
the
has a red
court
Mustang and a green
dockets
switchblade
are
in his
out.
pocket.
Well, Brian, I can only say this.
Gage, you tell me you're calm and logical. I'm not. What do you think? How on earth
Yeah, maybe
can this
Gabe
keep
could
going on?
calm Brian's soul.
How can this keep going on?
Well, Brian, hold on, because we're looking at different aspects here.
Okay, I
Okay,
will calm
so
down. I'm so excited to get up here and finally talk to somebody.
and I love having you here,
And
but
I
I'm
love
trying to.
listening to you.
I'm trying. So I think that there's several things going on. It doesn't exclude anything else, right?
Okay,
So
go for
there. So we're in this discussion. We're going down the avenue of these warrants that I just brought out. I don't know if you were on here earlier. You might have missed that part, but we were specifically looking at Amazon orders for the K-bar knife, the sheath that came out, and then two T-Mobile warrants. And we had Yoli, who's a lawyer, here on here earlier, and she explained, how a warrant works and how you can request them even in other, states, being Latah County, because it's not a person. It's most you're doing it for a business, right? So not a housing situation where you need to go into somebody's house and do a search. It's a business search, which is a little bit different. So she explained all that. So we're going down these, and that's why we're talking about Kopacka. If he falls in line because of the dates around these search warrants, all fall in line with what ended up happening. I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, but in this discussion, we're trying to keep it contained to that. I don't
Oh,
mind
okay. Well,
going
I
down.
didn't know that. I don't follow directions well. Ask my elementary teachers. They
But
will tell you.
I do not mind going down your avenue and looking at it from that perspective in
Tommy, are
another
you
show.
okay? Tommy, I
Yep,
need you to
I'm
wake up.
okay.
I'm just checking in on you, my friend. We're both of the geriatric age. Go on.
Yep.
It looks like Tommy's fixing a watch or something. Are you
Yeah.
doing some watch work over there?
Yeah, I'm
So,
fixing a
Lovely.
so
watch.
can one of
Fixing a
y'all
phone.
update the panel up to speed on exactly about the warrant with the? I mean, you were saying the warrant came out at about the same time that the Kopacka situation came out.
Yeah, so we have specifically for the two T-Mobile, and I showed everybody here. I did have an old screenshot from when you could still look for Kopacka's information, and the last known phone number um, was a T-Mobile phone number, right? He
Mhm.
had linked as a T-Mobile, and one of them was November 20. Let me double check so I don't say November 19th. The second one was 12/2, so December 2nd. And then we came to the actual Amazon, which was on November 26th day of November, but it was, let me see when it was dated. Back to
So was
14th. The
that for
14th.
Kopacka, both of those, or was one of those for Brian?
No, so one, if you look at the dates of the 14, December 14 in 2022, we're talking about now.
Okay.
That's when supposedly they did not have Koberger on the radar yet. So if we're looking at it from that perspective, then this has none of these have anything to do with Koberger
Okay.
because they go back. So unless they lie to us, which they can, specifically the Amazon goes back to the 14th day of December, 2022.
Hmm.
So we
Would they
have to
have been
take.
able to track that if there was a purchase, would they have been able to track that to the home? Would they have been able to, like with the warrant, would they have been able to track that purchase to the
Well,
home
yeah, of
of
course, of course.
whoever bought it?
Yeah, and then that would be on a we I don't know if we have access to the federal warrants at all
Hmm.
because that's what probably would have happened in that case, but it's not listed in the Koberger case files because obviously, it's not. So,
Okay.
so I don't know. I think Yoli said that that's sort of hard to look up when it comes to federal warrants, search warrants. So let's say that if indeed this was Kopacka's phone, and if indeed they were looking at the K bars connecting it to Kopacka, there would on top of this be a search warrant for on a federal level, not for the T-Mobile so much, but at least for if you had purchased the K bar knife and the sheath, right?
Okay, see, now I got here late, but
Mm-hmm.
my memory of all this was that a bunch of the crazy Reddit people got very confused with the search warrants and the Amazon and the
Mm-hmm.
receipt to where they all turned this into the search warrant came back to where yes he did buy the knife on Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
where it was really about the search warrant for Amazon came back with nothing, but they all turned it into, oh, Brian bought one of those knives, and they confused a search warrant with a receipt. That's how
Yeah.
I remember it. Okay. But the search warrant did not come back with anything with a purchase by Brian from Amazon. But they kept getting the fact that they pulled a search warrant on Amazon
Mm-hmm.
and they confused that. Now, you tell me, Golf, am I remembering that wrong? That's
I
how
don't
I.
think so, but you have to think about it because the search warrants came out into the public in March of 2023. What they didn't look at is when these were actually done originally was as I say, the Amazon one was done on the 14th day of December of 2022. And they supposedly did not have Brian on the radar then, right?
Right.
If
Okay,
we are to
wait,
believe,
wait, okay, keep going. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
if we are to believe what's in later documents,
Well,
right?
we're not to, but whatever. Keep going though,
Yeah.
because you're making some sense.
Yeah, no, so if we are to believe what they wrote, that they didn't have Brian on their radar until like the 24, 5, 6, something like that, then these warrants would not have been for him because they're all dated earlier than that.
You see,
Neither
no,
the
my memory of it was that a lot of them, I hate that word, whatever,
Mhm.
but we all know what we're talking about. They all confused the search warrant with a receipt. And they're
because
two
of the
different.
dates. Because of the dates. I don't think that they looked at the originated date. They just looked at,
Oh,
okay,
that
this
is
came out
why?
it came out in March, and then they didn't look through the documents to see when it was actually happening. When was this warrant first gone out?
Okay, so wait, so then let me just ask you this.
Hmm.
Would it be accurate to say that they did get a positive, for lack of a better word, receipt from Amazon for a purchase by Bryant Koberger for one of those knives? Did they get a receipt that proved he bought that
I
knife?
have not seen any proof of that uh, at all. I have
Okay.
not. So I'm sorry I cannot answer that question. Somebody else might have seen it. I have not seen anything proving that he did buy something on Amazon.
Yeah, I believe that's a
Yeah.
negative as
There
well
was a
too.
lot of rumors. There was a lot
Yeah.
of rumors during that time that there was a receipt or something, but I'd never
Yeah,
seen it.
that's what I remember was they all got confused with the search warrant for Amazon and they got it all messed up, especially Reddit idiots, that it was a receipt. Oh, he bought a knife from Amazon.
Hmm.
Where it was really that it was just a search warrant to Amazon, and that search warrant did not come back with anything from Brian Kohlberger purchasing a knife. But they all went nuts with, oh,
Hmm.
he bought a knife. It's the same thing that they all keep doing today. They did it 2 days ago.
Hmm.
That Brian came back on Sunday the 14th.
Yeah,
Go read
I
the
haven't seen anything about that. I personally, it's a rumor.
the PCA says flat out. Brian, we do not believe Brian went back to 1122 on Sunday the 14th. It is
Hmm.
in there, flat out. And I remember when I read it, I'm thinking, you idiots, you are writing this after you're writing that everything is so true. And you are saying, looks like it showed up on the tower, but we do not believe Brian went back on Sunday.
Hmm.
Okay. And today, this myth holds true. It's in the PCA. They flat out say they do not believe Brian was back there on Sunday at 9:30.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, so what are we doing here? But how come none of you will answer me? Judge has to go.
I
Like,
mean,
how does he go? Does he just resign? Does he get arrested? Like, how does this end?
Does he just fall asleep and not wake up? I don't know. He falls
But
I
asleep.
wait, who is that?
I
Who is that?
that's
Who is that?
bubbly. That's
No,
bubbly.
oh, that's you, Bubbly. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
wait. So wait.
he's always falling asleep at the on there. It's like wow, man, or almost falling asleep. Seems like
Mhm.
Well, wait,
Yeah.
that's you, Bubbly, in the bottom left white
yeah,
box?
that's me with the
Oh,
crazy hat, man.
hi,
Look
Bubbly.
at
I
this.
love my Bubbly.
Well,
I
hey,
love you
girl,
too,
thank you
Brian.
for having me up here. I'm gonna hop down. I gotta go do
Oh,
some shopping before the store closes. I just wanted to
okay.
hop up here and say hi to
What are you
everybody.
going to buy me? What are you going to
Well,
buy
what
me?
you need, Brian? What you need? I got you.
Well, let us start. I need a $7,100 bills. I need
Okay,
$4.2 million in
Oh
diamonds.
wow.
Okay, we
Is
expect
that
you to
it?
get to work.
Is
All right,
that
Maybe
it?
that's it.
maybe get with Jeff H. He's the one put the money down. He's hilarious.
Well, 12 gauge, I was hoping I could get more out of you tonight.
Well,
I,
maybe another time. Maybe another
yeah.
time. You guys have a great live. Bye, Tommy.
Bye, 12. Thank
Bye,
you.
12.
Bye, 12. It was nice
Bye,
meeting
Brian.
you.
Bye, chat.
Bye,
Bye.
bye.
So somebody posted there, and I put that up there earlier. Does anybody know for a fact, Twizzle, have you
Yeah,
heard
I've been
anything about
muted.
what? Am I muted?
No, you're not.
Oh.
I said here I've been muted.
Oh,
Twiz.
does
Twiz, come up. I love my Twiz. Twiz, come on up, you. Okay, I'm
You mean
sorry.
what
Go
Kopacka
on.
did? What Kopacka did for a living?
yes,
Is that
for a living, correct.
okay? So on his stuff, it shows that he was still with the service.
Yeah, on his, well, when I looked, when it was still findable, when I looked on LinkedIn, he was still, yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have another kind of a check that I've got that's pretty lengthy actually. So it's got a lot of stuff on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's interesting. Really
But
makes
what
you
he
kind of-
did in Pullman specifically, I never seen
Yeah.
anything about him working anywhere in
No,
that
people.
community.
Yeah, right. They came up with like he was an IT guy and
Mhm.
a security guard, and that because there's that one guy that looks just like him. Do you know about that? He's a IT for both Wazoo and University of Idaho. He looks just like Kopacka.
He is the one that they confused as the ride share guy for a while. No. He was
As
on
the what?
TNT.
As
He
the
was on
what?
TNT's
Yeah,
channel.
yeah.
And
Because
she did you're talking about him, yes. Correct.
Yeah, because I found him and made a video of it because I was like, oh my god! And then all of a sudden, and then Lana comes up with that. I was like, oh, I'm glad she did because I was kind of interesting listening to him. But man, he looked just like him. Man, I was kind of freaked out. I was like, whoa,
that was a good show. Yeah, because she had she had a show about who she thought was the ride share driver, I believe, and then she did one with him as well.
Yeah, with Gower. Did she do one with Gower?
But it was not the right one, I believe. She didn't do an interview with Gower. She just pointed out somebody else, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. So
yeah.
This is gonna sound so stupid. General, will you tell me what channel I'm supposed to be? I want to read the chat, but I'm only on the StreamYard box. What do I need to type in to get you in your chat? Because I don't know where you are.
well, the chat you can get on your StreamYard by going to the chat window.
Oh, wait.
The live chat. The live
I can't.
chat.
It won't let me do it.
You might see the private chat, but you have to click the live chat.
No, wait. No, I don't see any. But what I'm saying, what I'm asking you is if I go on YouTube, what do I need to type in to get your channel? Then I can just mute you on YouTube and then see your chat. I'm only on you guys on the StreamYard thing. So on just plain old YouTube, what do I type in to get to you and your chat? Then I can mute your audio there.
Yeah. Okay. Let me put it in private chat for you.
Oh, wait a minute. God, look at her. She's making it hard for me. Grandpa isn't into all this shit. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Oh,
stop your time, Brian. Come on, it's easy. It's easier than you think. Yeah,
I should stop. This is not. I don't have a cell phone, guys. I don't want a cell phone.
I know. I'm the same.
Wait. Is that you guys? Oh, good. That is you. Okay. Okay, wait. I gotta turn off the audio. Thank you, Golf. Okay, wait.
You are welcome.
Oh, wait. Oh, God. Now I'm hearing me acting like an estronic bitch. Okay, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, God. Okay. Okay, wait. No. Okay, I got it. Kind of there. Okay, wait. I am there. Okay, now I shut up. Okay, wait. Oh, God. But you guys, my hands don't work from the spinal surgery. Okay. No, see, now I'm hearing me on you and you on me and me yelling in the background and being a drama queen.
Yeah, you want to turn that thing down.
Yeah, you want to mute that YouTube.
Yes, I'm trying to,
Yeah.
but now that one's not working. Okay, go on, you guys. At least I'm here. I will
Okay.
figure this mess out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Right.
do, but my hands aren't working and the thing isn't working everywhere.
All right. I'll put the link out again for
No, I'm
anybody who wants to
there.
jump
I'm there, but
on.
it's not working. Okay, wait.
No, it's for anybody who wants to jump on StreamYard with us.
Okay.
That's all.
Go continue your conversation while I try to figure this out.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, my
Well,
dear.
You are welcome.
I'm going to bounce out, so you've got some room up there for somebody.
No, I'm fine
Nope.
because we have plenty of
Oh
people.
God,
who
I'm
come up there.
scaring people
I
away.
still
Everybody's
wanna.
leaving.
I
12
still
Gauge
wanna.
is leaving. Tommy's leaving. Everybody's leaving.
I'm right here.
I'm going through abandonment issues.
So Bubbly,
That's funny.
going back to the occupation, and what is interesting to me is not only is his occupation not listed up to date, meaning did he have a job? He could have been on disability, obviously, but besides that, I'm sure you don't really move to Pullman, Washington, though maybe, who knows, if you don't have like a job there or something that would keep you there. And then
There's-
not only that, he's not listed as far as his address is not listed in Pullman either. So I find that interesting.
On that, some of the things, I mean, I've got some that he's got a ton of addresses on, a ton.
In
And
Pullman.
No, all over the place, but in Pullman as
Yeah.
well. But also, oddly enough, he's got them in PA as well, right?
So basically, I showed a document here earlier, and I can pull that up again. Hold on.
Okay. I wish I could pull mine up to show. I probably can't. It's probably like one of mine can't probably really pull up. But it's kind of, let me tell you, Joe Vito's kind of freaking me out a little bit here because he's also getting around, moving around kind of like that.
Let me see. Let me open it up so that I can share it. Just a moment.
Alrighty.
Oh my God, I did it. Okay. Oh,
Yay.
good for me. Good for me. Okay, I'm sorry. Go on. There you all are. Hi. Hi, kids.
And this is the latest one I could find when we
Okay.
can still search for him.
Oh, lady
Let me
stuff.
see here. There we go. So, do you see that?
Yes.
Let me
I'm
make
gonna
it a little bit smaller. So basically, these are the addresses that was pulled up here.
Okay, I'm gonna get on my other phone so I can see it better. Hold on.
Okay.
I'll see it better in there.
And in that, the current address, because there is one in Washington, in Spokane. And there is actually 2 in Spokane, but the latest address is listed as being in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay, so my latest one shows him. Ooh, not there. It shows him much closer.
Okay.
And but see, here's the thing with those things that I've found, and is that what they'll do is you'll get some of the correct name, like for instance, Emma Bailey, right? She comes up, Emma Bailey, the one that we know. But once you get into this report, it's Emily Bailey, and it's not her at all. And so it's like they take, I don't know how they do it, but they kind of confuse things in throughout these things. Like they mix them up, they add a little bit here, maybe they take something out or leave something out. I don't know, but I've noticed that with some of the reports. So, so this could be. So it's your guess is as good as mine on this. I mean, with things like that. Even people like we've even tested it on ourselves and looked at it, and so that's basically what happens is they use like your name or whatever, and then they'll pick one that's, I don't know, close, that has similar type stuff, and they'll add them in there, so it looks like there's way more than what there really is.
Okay, I would like to, if you have that, and I don't want to. I actually blacked out the phone number that's listed for him.
Yeah.
And the last one is the one that is the T-Mobile is listed as his last phone number, and that's the one that's T-Mobile. And can you maybe privately put in what you have so that I can compare it?
Yeah, I can actually possibly email you that
Mm-hmm. Okay.
file because I'm so not savvy on this stuff. Like if I back out of here and go to my different
Oh,
my
okay.
files and all that, I don't know if I'm getting back. I'm not sure how that works, and I kind of would prefer to do it more privately for you to see than put it up because I don't know if I want it like right out here. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Because it's a lot.
Yes.
So yeah.
Hold on, let me make it bigger. People were asking me.
Yeah, when I tried to make it bigger, it looks fuzzy too. But it could just be it's my old phone I'm looking at it on. So
yeah. So this, I don't know if you guys want the address part. This would be the address part, and then this would be the latest phone number, and it's showing up as a T-Mobile. So I'm not sure which one people were asking, but if I put my email address into the chat, not the private chat or anything here, but in chat, can you grab it from there?
Yeah.
It's on my channel, Bubbly too.
Oh, I can do that too. Whichever. It's not the
Yeah.
YouTube one, is it? It doesn't. It's not the one that says YouTube, does it?
On YouTube, in my bio is my email address.
Okay, because I mean,
Yeah,
whenever I go to
you'll
look
find
for
it there.
people's emails, it's like it says their channel and then YouTube, and it's like, and that's not the one you want to look for. It's a totally different one. So
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, just tell me what it is. I'll just pop it down. I'll remember it.
It's Gulf Inspector General, all in one, at yahoo.com.
Oh, easy peasy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll probably have to back out of
Mhm.
here in order to do this. So, because I don't think I can do it while I'm on here. So I'm going to let you guys do your thing, and I want to go see what I can find.
Yeah.
I took a screenshot of this one so I can kind of compare it before I do anything. So, yeah. So you're going to be up on here for a while. You're still going to be on for a while, right?
Not too long, to be honest with you. I wasn't going to run this too long.
Okay. Well, I can just just for you to view, on, because like I said, I don't know if I don't really want that up like for everybody to, because I follow the rules pretty much like how I'm supposed to. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So no, I don't know if you jump off and I'll be here still, but depending on where Brian Hoffman will take us tonight.
Yes. Yep, go.
But, yeah. But I think I'm going to shut it down here in a little while because we've been live here for 2 hours. So, yeah.
Well, I'm so glad I've just, my phone just said, hey, just popped you on. I'm like, hey, what's going on? So I'm glad I'm glad.
I'm going to ask you to send me that. And if you did a deep dive on any of this, I'm going to watch it. And then I want to maybe do a show about that later on as well with you. So that would be good if you could email it to me.
Sure. No problem.
Yeah.
Triple, what are you talking about? We need more rebels, not like BK rule followers. Oh, no, that's not. No, wait a minute. This is totally different than that.
Yeah.
This is a little different than that now. Okay. So I will get off here and I will send it to you so you can see.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye, Tommy.
Yep.
Who else is up there? Bye, Brian. Bye, Brian.
Yep. All right. See you.
Bye. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Love you, Bob.
Love you too.
All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this down here in a few minutes, unless we have anything else. Anybody else wants to bring up?
I think I'm out for right now too.
Okay.
Golf. It's been a long couple of days. I've put in a lot of hours. So, but I really appreciate being asked on the show, and you have an awesome show here. You're always an awesome panelist, and you will be growing. There's no doubt in my mind.
Thank you. I'm not here for the money or any. I don't want to monetize this channel or anything like that. So I just really want to do what I usually do is panel with people when I feel like it, and that's what it comes down to. Oh, we got Twiz. Hold on, Twiz is here.
Yo, yo.
Yo yo, what up, Twiz? Tell us
Just
about.
just sitting here playing games with my friends.
Okay, all
But he
right.
had to step away from the mic for a few minutes. You guys have me for a couple of minutes.
Well, tell us. So let's go to the. Let's revisit that real quick before we shut down. Let's revisit the address that supposedly Kopacka lived in. I know you pointed it out, but let's go revisit.
Yeah, so when that body cam footage came out, he said
Mhm.
he lived at Pimlico Apartments. I can't remember the name off the
Yeah,
top of my head,
that hotel place.
which is across the street from Steptoe.
Hmm. Where Brian lived.
Right. But there's like an interview with police officers after he was shot,
Hmm.
and his neighbor said that they got evicted from those apartments, and he was living at the coffee house
Hmm.
at that time.
Hmm.
Now, Drip Drop just hasn't heard that or whatever. I don't even know, because I told him about it in his comments, and he responded to me.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that OHFFS with Viviana also pointed that out. He was kicked out of Pimlico and moved to Coffee House in
Yeah.
October.
I have the map shared if you want to pull that up.
Yeah, you can pull it up.
Well, you have to
I'm
do it on
gonna
your end. I have it shared, so you just have to click on it.
for the map. Hold on. There we go.
Yeah. So Steptoe's right here on like the right side of the map, and then just across the street you have the Pimlico Apartments. That's Brandy Way, where that hit and run with the pedestrians and the fire hydrant was.
Mm-hmm.
And then Coffee House is over here.
On the other side, yeah.
So this is where people get caught up, because this is Nevada Street.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go down this road, every time you drive here, you drive by Coffee House. So like, there's no way to drive around on this side of town and not drive by Coffee House.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he picked up Brent or something with Brent. I don't know, but this, like, it's not indicative of that for me, anyways. Because you
But you
can't drive
also-
over here and not drive by Coffee House.
But you also pointed out that his
Okay,
office. is
I
not
got
too
I gotta
long.
get going here, Golf.
Thank you,
So
Tommy. Thank you,
yeah,
thank you,
I
Tommy.
love you very
Love you
much,
guys.
and good to
Love
see you
you.
again, Brian. And I can't see who's on the bottom there. Is that Twiz? See you
Twiz,
later, Twiz.
Twiz, yeah.
Yep.
Have a
See
good
See
you,
ya,
night.
Shredder.
See you later, bro.
Bye, Tommy. I
Have a
appreciate
good
you.
one. Yeah, I appreciate you too. Love all you guys out there, and thank you, mods. Thank you very much.
Did you
See
find
later.
your wallet?
Yes, I did.
Good.
Thank
Good.
God.
Yes, I was very happy. Thank you. See you guys later.
See ya.
Bye. Bye, Tommy. Yeah, so you
So
also pointed out that his was it his office was not too far away from there,
yeah,
and
his office
and the
is up
police station,
here.
right?
I don't know where the police station is.
Maybe that was something.
I know there's one on like the other side of campus, but there might be one over here. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But his office was in Wilson Short, so I don't know why he drove up Nevada Street. That's the only thing I could think of, was to go up to his office. Maybe there's a path to get there from here, but it's not like the easiest way. So I don't know what he did up
Yeah.
Nevada Street, but that's just always been my thought, is he went to his
Mhm.
office or something.
Yeah, I heard you say that before, and I was curious. There was the other thing as well. Hold on. So this was his apartment, and then we were chatting, and you were talking about something else as well. Gosh, now I forgot. That was important. I had it in my head earlier when we were talking about Kopacka, specifically, I think. Gosh. And you pointed something good out, and now I forgot it. Oh well, I have to revisit that one.
It'll come back sometime.
Yeah, yeah. Anything else? What do you think about these search warrants?
They're odd to me because
Mhm.
it's an Idaho warrant, from what I've heard. I haven't gone like super deep on them, but I don't know. The whole thing around Kopacka is really weird for me
Hmm.
because like the thing that I find really odd is like today all of his stuff around him is still sealed. So the
Mhm.
only thing that I can think of is that he's part of the investigation.
Hmm.
You know. Now whether he did something or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think there's a 99% chance he's part of the investigation somehow.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at the originated dates for these search warrants, they were before, as I say again, and I repeat myself, it was before supposedly they had Brian Koberger on the radar because they date back to November, right? And then
Right.
early December, and then the Amazon one came back the day of, day before, something like that, before he was swatted, right?
Right.
So just looking at it from that perspective, is that what maybe freaked him out?
Yeah.
Who knows?
There's something weird going on with that.
Hmm. Yeah.
I think I have a way to figure it out, but we'll see if my plan works.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Here's what I actually wasn't Brian Kopacka. It was you. You typed in something about that Brian didn't turn off his phone, or
Oh, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. So if you pay attention to the testimony provided by Payne and Mowry and
Hmm.
Cyray,
Hmm.
when Moscow PD did all of the mapping in the CAS Viz, all they had was the CDR records,
Hmm.
right? Call detail records.
Yes.
All those lists are details from either you making a phone call or texting, right? That's all it shows. So
Hmm.
when MPD says that his phone disconnected from the network at 2:47 in the morning, the only thing they could see is if he made a phone call right then or if he texted somebody.
Hmm.
So when they say his phone disconnected from the network, it's not necessarily a lie, but it's also not saying that his phone shut off or went into a Faraday bag or anything like that. All
Hmm.
they can see is that a phone call ended or a text message was sent.
Hmm. Okay.
So that's just shady because the
Yeah.
cops are making it sound like he turned his phone off to conceal his location so they couldn't find him or
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah.
That's not what it. That's not what that data from AT&T would show.
Hmm.
It would show either if it was on a phone call, like how long the phone call was made, the phone number, which tower it connects to, but it doesn't tell you how far away from the tower you are. Or if it was a text message, it would show like the tower
Hmm.
and then like who you were texting it to.
Okay. Well, so here's my thing. I'm actually getting ready. I sent an invite to Coffindaffer, believe it or not. I
Oh,
would like to do
lovely.
a show with her, but I think there's a couple of things I would like to bring up specifically with her, obviously. So I'm going to ask you for your help on that when it comes to these reports, because I think you took your time. You drove that you know stretch of whatever Brian would ride
Yeah.
if he went to the Wawai Park, right?
Yeah.
And how that looks like from a perspective of a phone, your phone in this case, right? So you have a
Yeah, I
little
just
bit
don't
of
have
that.
like any of the fancy technology.
Hmm.
But I do have it from pretty good authority that the tower I thought he connected to afterwards is wrong, but I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure I also know what happened.
Hmm. So hopefully I reached out to her because and she knows I'm on the other side of this, and I made it very clear, but I want to have a respectful conversation with her. So I'm gonna need to gather a lot of meat on my bones for that one.
Yeah,
But I just think you can have a respectful conversation with anybody who, even though they believe in one thing,
right.
but you want to see
You
how
should
they.
be able to anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I have no qualms about it. about having her on my show, and I think it's going to be interesting if she expects or accepts
Accepts it.
my invitation. But she said she'll think about it. So I just, I know that it will be overwhelming for her too, because so far she's been navigating towards those shows that are number one bigger than mine. Obviously, I told her I have a small channel, and but also number two, people that sort of tend to agree with her. So it might
Yeah.
be an exercise for her as well. So that's going to be interesting for me, and I'm sure for her as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure MPD just tried to make all the evidence fit, Brian. Because even if you read the part about the cars, it says that they reviewed multiple video surveillance in order to get the car to 11 to 13 Elantra, right? But then they say later on that they did multiple video surveillance to expand it to a 2016. But are they the same video surveillance, or is it two different things? Because if it's two different things, they're comparing apples to oranges. And I think that's what they did.
Yeah, exactly. Now, we do have a question here. Did Enon Harsh have two apartments, one in Pullman and the one, the Queen House Road? I don't
That I
think
would
so.
have no idea
I
about.
don't think so either, because he might have lived in Pullman before. I think he mentioned that in some interviews with Lana, but I don't think he lived in both places at once. I mean, he didn't make that much cash working for
You
the
wouldn't
restaurant.
think.
No. So I think we can rule that out. I just wanted to pull up that. All right. Well, Twiz, you came in so late.
I
was
know.
wanting you to come up earlier, but
I'm like a first come, first serve. My friend asked me hours ago to play games, so
that's okay.
I don't get to play with them that often.
We'll do another one. We'll do that whole Brian and the route and what you think of that in another show, I think. I'll do that
Yeah.
as well. We'll get together on that one so that I can get as much meat on my bones as well. on
Yeah, I've
that.
got some interesting stuff coming out. I just don't want to release it just yet.
Yeah.
So I'm
So
kind of
then
going to
after.
ask. Hopefully, I'll run into one of the attorneys before or after this hearing and ask them a question or two,
Okay.
which I know they're not going to want to answer, but like I can kind of put two and two together by how they answer, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know if I've told you this, but I'm pretty sure Anne kind of proved Brian wasn't there at the crime in the last hearing.
Yes.
But most people, they don't see it, and I just laugh because it's really funny.
Yeah, because she said, and I have no further questions.
Yeah, well, that's part of it.
After her mic drop.
Yeah, that's definitely part
Yeah.
of it. Oh, you don't have any camera footage of him going south on 95? No, ma'am.
Yep.
Good enough, thanks.
Yeah.
So that's definitely part of it, but I don't know. It's just so funny. There's a reason why she said good enough, thanks like that, though.
Yeah.
And most people are just like, what? I'm
I
like,
know
no,
it.
that's a big thing.
You almost have to listen to those hearings a couple of times to really understand what's going on. Like, what is she actually saying? Because, the first time everybody was like, wow, it's pain. That was like so something we were not prepared for.
Well, you know what's really funny about that is we all thought it was going to be Cy Ray coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cy told me that he wasn't even supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
It was originally just supposed to be Mowry and Payne, and then when Mowry screwed everything up so bad, Ann Taylor made Cy show up.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
it's funny.
Yeah.
The other thing is, so in that hearing, they're making a big deal about the timing reports, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the timing report is what tells you how far away from the tower
Mm-hmm.
you are. So that's how like Cy can track people, is looking at the timing reports. Like that's way more detailed than like the call detail records, right?
Yeah.
Mowry had that file sitting in his folder. He just didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can tell you, like, my suspicion is because remember Ray, now he worked for was it AT&T? Yeah, he said he worked for AT&T early in
Well, he worked
2000.
with them a lot.
Yeah.
I don't ever think he worked for them, but he might have. I don't know.
Yeah. So he was talking about that, right? And I think that he might have used his connections and he might have gotten that, report that he was looking for, and he already knew, is my suspicion now.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Hmm.
Because I listened to his testimony again last night, and he was talking about other warrants, but Anne was asking like Payne where they were, and that was definitely part of it, was the timing reports,
Hmm.
and they didn't have it when the PCA was written, but I'm pretty sure Mowry had it before the grand jury. He just didn't open it or do anything with it.
Yep.
So they easily should have been able to know where Brian was by the grand jury. They just didn't.
Well, and that timing report he had might have not been the correct one either. Because it all depends on when you requested and how you requested.
Yeah.
But someone like Cyree would know exactly how to request the exact,
Well,
time date.
the issue was, up until I think they said May of 2023, most agencies couldn't get that report. That's why Moscow PD didn't have it. They requested it in their warrants, but AT&T wouldn't give it to them.
Hmm.
But the
Well,
FBI should have been able to get it. Now, how the FBI got it
hmm
and was able to send it to Mowry, I don't know.
hmm
But he was listing off the file types, and one of them was the timing report file. So Mowry had it. He just didn't use it.
yeah, because he didn't know how to. he
Yep.
he only had training in that Cast Whiz program, so that's where that stopped. Yeah.
Yep. It's pretty
Anyway,
crazy.
yes, everybody, and I saw Bubbly. Sorry, I'm trying to get Coffin Daffer because I would like, and she knows we're not on the same page when it comes to Brian. I've been very open to her about that, but I think that we can still have a productive conversation, and she's been navigating towards channels that have the same ideas as hers, and
Get Bricado and McDonough to talk. That's who I want to talk to.
yeah, well, whoever like that, I like I like Coffin Daffer in a way, so I would like to have a productive conversation with her.
Oh, it'd be fun. It'd be
Yeah,
fun to talk to a lot of these people, because
yeah, why not?
I don't know what Coffindoffer says, but I know a lot of the people that think Brian's guilty is like, oh, he went by the house 12 times before the crime.
Yeah,
Not true. Oh, he went back there the next day. Not true. Like,
yeah.
everything that they say is not true, and they can't even come to that conclusion from what it says in the PCA.
Well,
They have to change what the PCA says.
well, that's the plan, is to like get her to say those things that are sort of, because she combines the speculations with
Yeah.
what really is the facts of the case, right?
Yep.
So that's why I think that interview could be interesting,
I'd be here for it.
Yeah, me too. So anyway, I'm gonna stop the live
Yeah,
now.
I'll
I'm
step down.
sorry. I
No,
thank
it's
you.
good
Thank you.
talking to you again.
Yeah. Thank you
We'll
so
do it
much. And
again.
we'll a show together, Twiz, here shortly as
Sounds
well.
good. Get
All right.
Yoli back.
Oh, absolutely. She's always welcome, whenever she's got time, I
Yeah,
appreciate her.
I like watching her go up on panel.
Hmm. It's good to have, because, none of us are lawyers. So it's good to have a lawyer amongst us who knows more about, the law.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's where I
So,
don't know much about. But I
yeah.
just look at the case, I'm like, this just doesn't make sense.
Hmm.
So
Exactly. So we want to keep it as factual as possible. And so that's why we do what we do.
I agree. All right, well, have a good night. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
having me
Twiz.
up.
Thanks for jumping on. And thank you, Brian, for jumping on as well. And everybody else, have a good night. I thank you, moderators, my new moderators. Thank you for sticking with me and being, part of the show. Thank you, everybody in chat and who listens in, to me and to everybody I have on panel. Thank you, Rory. Thank you, Tommy. And thank you also, Yoli, for, keeping us on the right side of the law, meaning giving us information. And hopefully I'll have a new live coming up maybe this weekend. We'll see how I can get time to do that. But I would love to do something over the weekend. So possibly a little surprise for the weekend for you guys. And thank you all again. And I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you soon. Have a good night.